With severe weather still impacting Atlanta Saturday, it's Kentucky taking on Georgia. The SEC quarterfinal, Alexander Memorial Coliseum. First half, Joe Crawford for 3. And Kentucky's up 25-22 at the break. Early second half, Sundiata Gaines, the thievery, and he knows how to finish. Gaines with 16 points, fouled out late though. Georgia down 1. Crawford, the steal, and he's on the way. Laying 2 of his 24 points. Wildcats within 2 moments later. Ramel Bradley, the triple try. Bradley's Pops digging it. 7.7 seconds left in regulation. Kentucky basketball. Bradley driving, pulls up for the win. No! And we need overtime. In OT, 21.2 on the clock. Tied at 54. Derek Jasper. Corner 3. Perry Stevenson gets the board, kicks it back to Bradley, and the jumper rattles in. Check it out. The ball hung above the rim forever. 2 of his 12 points clutch. The bench digging it. Georgia, though, still with a chance with 8.8 on the clock. Off the inbounds from the opposite end. Zach Swansea. The ridiculous 3. Money. With 1.2 on the clock, Bulldogs up 57-56. Check it out again. He had 5 points all in overtime. Kentucky, though, still with another opportunity. The Wildcats inbounding from their end of the floor. Bradley knocked over by Georgia's Albert Jackson. Check it out, no call. Kentucky forced to take a timeout. Wildcats looking for a charge. Both referees there to make the call. No whistle. And, of course, Billy Gillespie is not a happy camper about this situation. Lets everybody know about it. Kentucky's Michael Porter inbounding for the second time. He throws it out of bounds, so it's Georgia basketball. Kentucky would send Georgia's Corey Butler to the line. He hit the first free throw to put the Bulldogs up 2. Gillespie seeming to be yelling something from the sideline. Butler's second free throw attempt goaltended by Stevenson. That's a technical basket. Good. Butler would hit one of 2 free throws, resulting in from the technical, and that put Georgia up 4. Now Gillespie making his case for a charge, shakes hands, still yelling at the referees as he leaves. Georgia wins a second straight overtime game in this tournament. Here's Coach Dennis Felton.
You know, I take great exception to the decision to make a team play 2 games in a row in games that are so important. I think everybody understands that this tournament is our only chance to make it to the national tournament. And I can't help but feel that, you know, when that decision was made, they made it knowing they were basically eliminating our chances of winning the tournament, making us play 2 games within hours against a team that's only going to play 1 game.
We're going to find a way to, make this work. We haven't been given the best circumstances, so we're going to find a way. We're going to go back and get some rest, right now, and, come back and try to do it again in a few hours.
Game 2 of Georgia's day-night doubleheader, taking on Mississippi State, who was playing when the tornado hit downtown Atlanta at 9:40 p.m. Friday night. Second half, Georgia down by 1. How would their energy be? Albert Jackson hits, and Georgia leads. 9 minutes to go. Up by 1. Barry Stewart, the 3, and now Mississippi State goes back up by 2. Sundiata Gaines drives and call for the offensive foul. He fouls out. He fouled out in both games on Saturday. 20 points as he's taken to the bench. Billy Humphrey. No. There's Jackson again, and Georgia leads by 1 with 3:23 to go. Under 2 to play. Georgia down again by 1. Wow, what a great move there by Humphrey, showing plenty of energy, and Georgia has a 1-point lead. 30 seconds to go. Georgia by 1. Stewart, the runner. No, the loose ball along the baseline somehow doesn't go out of bounds. No foul called. Swansea comes up with it. Georgia had plenty of opportunities to really salt this one away, but couldn't hit the free throw there. 61-60, Georgia by 1. Down low, good defense. Georgia again looking to put it away. Charles Rhodes called for a technical, so 7.6 to go. The tee is made. Now the free throws to make it a 4-point game. This would do it, but no, another miss. Jamont Gordon, a 3 to tie. Pretty good look, but it's way long. And Georgia, they sweep their day-night doubleheader, and they've made the SEC final.
We had nothing to lose, and we just came out here, gave our all. Our coaches definitely inspired us, and we just fought.
I just, tried to convince them that, their bodies were capable of doing more than they've actually ever done for them in their young lives. To just lay it all out and give it all up, and we'll find a way.
I'm not really sure what motivation you need besides that automatic bid that lies at the end of the fourth game, and we haven't gotten there yet, and we still got some work to do tomorrow in order to do that, and hopefully we can get it done.
What a day for Georgia. They sweep their day-night doubleheader. By the way, the Braves haven't swept a doubleheader in Atlanta since July of '05. Georgia scores almost the same amount of points in both games, wins both games by 4 points each. The Bulldogs become the first 6 seeded to advance to the SEC title game since 1992.
Fighting for a potential NCAA 1 seed, Tennessee taking on Arkansas. Volunteers with a shot to beat the Razorbacks for a 3rd straight time. First half, Tyler Smith abusing Stephen Hill. 13 in the first half for Smith. Check it out again. 24 on the day. Volunteers, though, down 2 at the break. Under 4 to play. Razorbacks down a bucket. Gary Irvin lobs it up, and Sonny Weems throws it down. We're tied at 83. Under 2 to play. It's the SEC's all-time 3-point sharpshooter, Chris Lofton. He led all scorers with 25. We're tied at 88. Under a minute to go. Charles Thomas, no. Darian Towns, tip in, yes. Razorbacks up 1. Just over 20 seconds to go. Jawan Smith inside with 2 of his 18. Tennessee takes the lead 91-90, ensuing Arkansas possession. Irvin inside to Hill. Are you kidding me? His only bucket of the game? Tremendous. Lofton with a chance at the other end. No. Arkansas wins 92-91. Bruce Pearl stunned. Razorbacks never led by more than 3, but get back to a 2nd straight SEC title game. Pac-10 title game, 1 versus 2. UCLA taking on Stanford. Kevin Love's Bruins with a shot to bounce the Cardinal for a 3rd time this season. First half, Pac-10 player and freshman of the year misses the shot, gets it back, blocked by Robin Lopez. Ensuing Stanford possession. Love holding his back in pain. Gets screened by both Mitch Johnson. Finds Brooke Lopez backdoor for the easy layup. Love would leave the game briefly with back spasms. 3 points on 1 of 5 shooting in the first half. We're tied at 32 at the break. In the second half, UCLA on a 22-8 run. It's Love. Gets the 3 to go. He had 12.6 rebounds. UCLA up 55-48. A minute to go. Bruins relying on Darren Collison. He played all 40 minutes, scored 28 points, and the Bruins are up 8. Under 30 to play. Stanford down 6. It's Johnson. Gets the 3 to go off the window. Cardinal pull within 4. Stanford with foul with 19 seconds to go after James Keefe misses the first free throw. The 50% free thrower this season airballs the second, so Stanford still down 3. Time running down. It's Johnson finding Lawrence Hill inside for the dunk. Cardinal down 1. Trent Johnson anything but happy after 2 UCLA free throws. Stanford down 3 with 2.9 on the clock. Anthony Goods desperation 3. No. UCLA wins 67-64. Love cutting down the nets. His Bruins likely a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament.
In the final, Pittsburgh, Georgetown. Georgetown beat Pitt in the title game a year ago. Panthers beat the Hoyas January 14th at Peterson Event Center, the only regular season meeting between the 2 teams this season. Roy Hibbert, Juan Blair all fired up. Hibbert blocking Sam Young. Blocked by Sam Young. That's impressive there. 23 getting up. Pitt led at the half, 31-28. Second half. Hibbert on the bench in foul trouble. And the rest of the Hoyas not doing a good job in the interior. Sam Young misses. Blair in the middle of 3 Hoyas wins the offensive rebound battle and eventually fouls and puts it in. Blair, 10 points, 10 rebounds, Pitt up by 11. They're in complete control of this game. Hibbert comes back, makes a nice move here with 4:45 to go. Gave Georgetown some life. Hibbert 17-6. Georgetown down 7 after the free throw, but Levance Fields finds Ronald Ramon, his best game since the Georgetown game. He had 17, then Jonathan Wallace misses. Hibbert rejected by Young again. Pitt hit their free throws down the stretch, and they win the Big East as they beat Georgetown handily by 9. God bless Conference USA. Playing the part of the Harlem Globetrotters, Memphis. Playing the part of the Washington Generals, Tulsa. Jeff Robinson, that's his neighborhood. The southpaw hits the 3. Memphis up by 18, and now it's Mondale Reagan time. Derrick Rose, my favorite player in college basketball, hits there. Memphis up 42-13. That's like an 8th grade score. Joey Dorsey, Chris Douglas Roberts. Memphis, a rout. biggest in Conference USA title history as they control Tulsa.
It's Virginia Tech taking on North Carolina. Roy Williams, Seth Greenberg having some laughs. Second half, Virginia Tech up 5 and inbounding. Malcolm Delaney, the perfect lob to throw on Washington. Worth another look. Washington jumping out of the gym and over Danny Green for 2 of his 14 points. Hokies up 7, just over 2 to play. Tar Heels down 3. Wayne Ellington, top of the key 3. Bottoms, he had 15. We're tied at 64. Under 10 to play, tied at 66. Coach Williams drawing up a final play. It's going to be Ty Lawson driving. He misses. Tyler Hansbrough cleans up the mess and hits. Hansbrough goes nuts. And why not? It's a game winner. He talked about hitting that big shot.
I knew Ty was going to penetrate, and I saw him go up, so then I just ran to the board, and luckily the ball came my way. And whenever I caught it, there's no way I was going to pass it. I knew I was going to shoot, didn't know how much time was left, and luckily it went in.
Hansbrough, 26 points, 9 rebounds. North Carolina advances to the ACC final with the dramatic 68-66 victory. So North Carolina takes care of business. What about Duke in the other semifinal? Clemson taking on Duke. Blue Devils hit the floor winners of 22 straight against the Tigers. Of course, the hole is torn in the rafters where some rainfall started to leak on the floor. Officials put some towels down around the scores table. Coaches and referees discuss. Everybody decides to play on. Mentioned that 22 consecutive game losing streak Clemson has against Duke. Second half, Clemson up 7. Duke rallies, though. Greg Paulus the steal, a scramble on the floor, but Gerald Henderson gets the jam. Paulus fired up. Blue Devils pull within 5, just under 6 to play. Tied at 56. Trevor Booker finds James Mays, the bucket and the foul. Tigers up 2. Duke just 6 of 26 from 3. John Shire triple no. Nelson put back yes. 14-9 for him. Duke down 3. Free throw shooting an issue. Duke planning to foul Clemson to stop the clock. Clemson as a team ranked 322 out of 355 in the NCAA, shooting 62.5 from the line. Mays hits his first. The senior, a career 51% free thrower, gets the second free throw as well. So Clemson takes a 69-64 lead, and then Duke fouls Cliff Hammonds on the next possession. Hammonds entering 43.6 from the line. He hits the first, drains the second. Clemson making 7 of 8 free throws down the stretch. And then Sam Perry steals the ball. Tigers shock the Blue Devils on the way to their first ACC title game.
WAC final, Boise State, New Mexico State. New Mexico State trying to win back-to-back WAC titles. Let's go right to overtime. 13 seconds left. Aggies down by 3. Herb Pope misses. Justin Hawkins gets it back. Misses a shot of his own. Then Atia Passos grabs the board. And oh my goodness, they foul him. Not a good free throw shooter, but he would make his free throw. We go to a second overtime. Justin Hawkins floats in and hits. We're tied at 92. Under 10 seconds left. Boise State can win it. Reggie Larry had 31, but can't get off the shot here. Desperation, Fred Pete, no. Third overtime. You have to, you have no choice. Third OT under a minute to play, and Boise State up by 2, Anthony Thomas. Up and under and 1. Watch it again, Boise State, their first WAC title. They did win 4 Big Sky championships, going to the dance. For the first time since 1994, they win by that score in triple overtime. This game goes dancing. A-10 final, St. Joe's, Temple. Deontay Christmas and the Owls looking to win the A-10. Automatic entry. In transition, Merry Christmas. Hits the 3 on the wing, but Temple down 32-30. Chris Clark. There's a Chris Clark that plays for the Washington Capitals, and there's one here as well. Temple up by 3, their first lead of the game as Clark hits the big triple, and moments later, Pat Calatha stripped by Clark the other way. Temple's up 39-34. Under a minute to play in the second half. St. Joe's down by 4. Again, Christmas. Jiminy Christmas. Temple wins the A-10 title, their first trip to the dance since 01 to Sheet-Car Agony. So heading into Selection Sunday, our resident bracketologist Joe Lenardi has South Alabama and Oregon on the bubble. But in the tournament, his last 4 in include Arizona, St. Joseph's, Illinois State, and Ohio State. His 4 out, Virginia Tech, UMass, Villanova, and Arizona State.
America East Tournament Championship, UMBC taking on Hartford. Coach Dan Leibowitz and company wanting to nail down his first ever NCAA tournament bid off the opening tip-off. Hartford wins the tip, and Jarrett von Rosenberg lays in the basket. Hawks starting out fast, but it wouldn't last long. Retrievers dial in. Jay Green gets the three to go. Daryl Proctor, the jumper. Proctor crossing over and hitting, and then it's Green, a deep three. Proctor, Ray Barbosa. Proctor, 23 points in the game. Green, 12 points, 8 assists. Brian Hodges gets the three to go. 20-0 run in the first half seals the deal, and UMBC is in.
One semifinal, Texas A&M, Kansas. First half, Kansas up by 6. Mario Chalmers, good anticipation, and finishes. Comes up limping, but he would return to the game. Second half, it's a tight one here. Kansas up by just 3. Sharon Collins, great body control. Kansas had 9 steals in the game. Collins on the break, Brandon Rush for 3. Game high 28 for Rush. Kansas up by 7. Russell Robinson, only a 2-point lead, but well, that's too easy. Kansas wins. Who will they face in the Big 12 title game?
Well, since you asked, for the right to meet Kansas in the Big 12 title game, Oklahoma taking on Texas. Texas guard A.J. Abrams, 0 for 5 from 3 Friday against Oklahoma State, making up for it Saturday. First half, Abrams, corner 3, 5'11" junior. 10 points in the first half. Longhorns up 7 at the break. Second half, Abrams another triple. 7 of 12 from deep. He had 24 points to lead all scorers. And then it's DJ Augustine getting involved. Baseline floater. Texas up 11. Augustine, the runner and the foul. He had 17 points. Texas rolls, setting up a third straight Longhorns Jayhawks Big 12 tourney title matchup.
Badger hockey team's not doing too well. Let's see how the basketball team does. Bo Ryan trying to reach the championship game for the second straight year. Taking on Michigan State. Brian Butch has too much time to spot up and hit that nice little three-pointer. Wisconsin, though, trails by 1. Under 60 seconds to go. 63-63. Michael Flowers. Yes, and Wisconsin leads by 2. Ensuing possession, Kalen Lucas. Wisconsin gets the rebound. Okay. Jason Bohannon, piece of cake here. 89% free throw shooter. Oh, boy. Adjusts after that, but it's long and right. Michigan State has time. Drew Neitzel has a pretty good look. But no, it doesn't happen, and Wisconsin heads to the Big Ten final as they beat Michigan State by 2.
All right, to meet those Badgers in the title game, Illinois and Minnesota. Blake Huffarber, the hero from Friday night. First half, Huffarber, the 3, no, he finished with 3 points. Dimitri McCamey ahead to Sean Pruitt for the high percentage shot, and the Fighting Illini are up 8. Closing seconds of the first half, Pruitt inside, fearless. 3 defenders, no problem. Illinois up 6 at the break. Second half, McCamey finding Pruitt in transition. Pruitt led all scorers with 16 points, and Illinois puts its season-high 4-game win streak on the line in the title game against Wisconsin.
Caddy final, bitter rivals, Akron-Kent State. Akron, where legends Chuck Klosterman and LeBron James both began their legendary careers. First half, Kent State up by 10. Al Fisher penetrates. Rashad Woods hits the corner 3. That caps a 16-1 run. Kent State looking good. Chris Singletary, nice outlet. Rodriguez, Sherman. Gives us a little Mitch Gaylor. Well done. Kent State wins the MAC. Sure. American anthem or American something, right?
Mountain West Championship game, UNLV taking on BYU. It's a rematch of last year's title tilt, won by the Runnin' Rebels. Just over 5 to go. Cougars down 6. Trent Playstead gets the baby hook to go. Cougars down just 4, and then Wink Adams takes over. At 23 points, Wink another triple. UNLV wins 76-61. Runnin' Rebels celebrating their second straight MWC tournament title.
I was thinking Mitch Gaylord, Bart Connor, which way do I go? I went Gaylord. SWAC championship game, winner goes dancing, loser does not. Chris Watson, that's showing off his NBA. This is kind of his own personal NBA combine show there, hitting that NBA 3, ties the game at 56, under 40 seconds left. Mississippi Valley down by 1. Stanford speeds drive, dishes to Carl Lucas, who gets fouled with 0.4 of a second, makes his first, and he'll remember this free throw for the rest of his life. Mississippi Valley State is going to the dance.
MEAC championship game. Taiwan McKee's Coppin State Eagles taking on the top seed Morgan State under 40 to play. Coppin State up to Bubakar Coley. Swats McKee's shot. Coppin State would foul. Morgan State converted the free throws. And then Coley in position again, but can't block McKee that time. So Coppin State's up 2. Under 3 to play. It's Reggie Holmes. Desperation 3. No. Golden Bears denied as the Eagles get the victory. So Coppin State becomes the first team with 20 losses to reach the NCAA tournament. That's right, she said 20 losses. The Eagles started the season 4-19 and winless in their first 8 games in the MEAC. And then they went on to win their 4 conference tournament games by a total of 6 points. For more on a zany day of tournament action, here's Reese Davis and the College Game Day crew.
Ray West, May West, Kanye West, David West, West Side Story, Cowboy Joe West, Big West, final. UC Irvine, Cal State, Fullerton, hoping for the first tournament bid since 1978. Marcus Morgan there, Josh Cognan here, and they've done it. Fullerton rolls 81-66, and they are going dancing for the first time since 1978.
Remarkable tale, and Harry hoping to dance, and you know the folks at Georgia Tech have got to hate this because of that tornado at the Georgia Dome. They're playing on Georgia Tech's home court. It's supposed to be friends and family. Surprisingly, or not surprisingly, more friends and family from Georgia seem to get in. Terrence Woodbury stroking the 3. He had 16. Georgia's up 10. Up 13 even, stretching things out. Sundiata Gaines. These kids are too young to know they're tired, or maybe those young legs have got plenty of bounce. Gaines finished with 11, second half. Arkansas's Gary Urban rises up from 3, the lead being dwindled. Can Georgia hold on? How about Billy Humphrey here? You see, he's got a great view of the lane, and nobody checks him off the inbounds, and he drops the hammer for the dunk. Georgia up 7. Sonny Weems had 17. Little finger roll there. Arkansas within 3. Under 2 minutes to play. Dogs up 5, and what's that coming down the track?
Out to Humphrey for 3. Yeah! Billy Humphrey high steps into the backcourt. 3, 2, 1. Dogs do the improbable, the unthinkable, the unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to wire to win the SEC tournament.
The next line to that song in Athens is a mean machine in red and black. They were, and they will dance.
Can't hardly find the words to describe how happy I am for our players and how grateful I am to them for showing all the perseverance they've shown and see it culminate this weekend.
Everybody in the world doubted us, and we showed, and we progressed, and we really shocked the world today.
We knew we were dangerous if we all got playing on the same page on the same day, and we were able to string it together for 4 straight days.
People get fatigued, I get fatigued, but I knew that, if I gave it my all, and stayed tough, we have a chance.
Georgia wins 4 straight for the first time this season. Before the run, the Dogs last won 3 straight from November to December. And if anything shows you just how remarkable this time of the year can be, from January 12th to March 12th, Georgia had 2 wins in 53 days. 4 wins in 4 days, including 2 in 1 day. What a story.
Georgia had to win to get in. These 2 teams don't need to win to get in, but of course seeding's on the line. North Carolina, 16 ACC titles. Clemson's only appearance in the title game since '62. They lost to Wake that year. Gas price 31 cents a gallon in 1962, but there were no iPods or energy drinks. I'll take 2008. Wayne Ellington, 6'4", sophomore, 42% three-point shooter. He was very good on Sunday. Carolina up, and then Danny Green to Ellington. Ellington led Carolina with 24. However, Clemson in it. K.C. Rivers led everyone with 28. Squish. Clemson led by 1 point at halftime. Second half. Hansbrough. Looks like a lot of contact here, but it's actually Hansbrough throwing his arms into the defenders. Then he gets it back and gets the call here, up and in. Hansbrough, 7 of 12 shooting from the floor, 4 of 5 from the line, 18 and 11. Ellington, Ginyard. Yes. Carolina extends their lead to 8. Clemson down 11, got to start hitting some threes. Rivers did. He was 6 of 12. The rest of the team, 3 of 14. Again, Rivers, 28 points on 6 three-pointers. Clemson down 5. They still got a shot. But in the end, Ellington driving and dishing to Hansbrough. Carolina hits enough free throws down the stretch, although they hit only 14 of 24, 58%. Second straight and record 17 ACC titles.
This in Kansas settled Big 12. Bill Self said this was one of the best games I have been a part of. Russell Robinson said it was like a game of horse. DJ Augustine on the fast break, can't make the layup. Kansas heads back the other way in a hurry. Sharon Collins finds Brandon Rush playing close to his hometown of Kansas City, and he was showing out. Cannot leave, 25 open, bucket. KU up 8, but then here come the Horns. A.J. Abrams, one of the 12 threes the Longhorns hit. Then DJ Augustine splits the D, finds Damian James. Give me all 3 of these, we're tied at 64. Then Abrams, who had 15. That's impossible. 11-0 run, and the Longhorns back out in front. Under 5 to go. Jayhawks down 1. Darrell Arthur stepped up his game this year. He hits the bucket. 1-point lead for KU. Mario Chalmers picked a great time for a career-high 30 and 15 threes. A tournament record hit by the Jayhawks. Stretching things out. Then Augustine looking for the kick out. Picked by Chalmers. Rock chalk. Jayhawk. KU, they win it by 10. To win the Big Ten over upstart Illinois. The only way in for Bruce Weber's club was to get this one. He went the orange jacket, pulling out all the stops. Dimitri McCamey. This guy was showing out in this tournament. Early on, tied at 10s. Then McCamey catches in rhythm. Oh, that's so much fun when you just get wide open. You catch it, just rise up and hit the bottom of the net. Trevon Hughes cuts through and scores. Too easy. You can't let Wisconsin get a lead. Their defense is just suffocating. Michael Flowers. 9 of 18 were the Badgers from 3 in this one. They're stretching up by 13, which, like, against anybody else, like being down 50. Trent Meacham, well, the defense there wasn't the problem. The line, I just struggled. There's that wonderful orange Sherbert-style jacket. Brian Butch, the polar bear, stretching it out. He had a dozen. Wisconsin was going to cruise in this one. Then it's Bohannon to Butch. Big boy rocks the rim. Free bacon at Wando's. It's always free at Wando's. They've won 10 in a row. They are a 3 seed. Southland Conference. That's Texas Arlington Scott Cross. He played at UTA. Now trying to coach him to their first NCAA tournament bid. Roger Guignard. And if you don't know, get familiar. Guignard with 17. But the Demons of Northwestern State get a bucket there from Colby Bargament. Then Keithan Hancock finds Trey Gilder for the 3 that would tie. Oh, it's off the front rim. UT Arlington, put on those shoes and get on the